Hello everyone. So today we are going to solve the simple numerical. Here you can see the orthographic view and we are going to draw the isometric view of this orthographic view. Okay. First here we must identify which is front view, top view and side view. Okay. Top view is always on the bottom side. So this is the top view. Above the top view there is a front view. So this diagram is a front view. I'm writing it over here. And adjacent to the front view is the side view. But now here we are supposed to find which side view is this. This is a front view and the view drawn is on the left side of the front view. As it is drawn on the left side and this problem is of the first angle method, the view is known as right hand side view. It is drawn on left side but known as a right hand side view. So this is right hand side view. Once we have identified the views, we must find the origin point. Whenever you are having front view and side view with you, the origin is very easy to find. As the front view, this view is on right side, so origin will be on right side at the bottom point. This view is on the left side, origin will be on the left bottom part. And in top view, just follow this origin as well as this one, like this origin, take the projection, so it can be over here or over here, but if we follow the right hand side view, it is going to be only at this position. So for top view, this is the origin. Now once we have found the origin, we must find the maximum dimension of this figure. To understand this, we must know few basic things, that in front view, length and height will be visible. In top view, length and width will be visible, while in any side view, whether it is left hand side view or right hand side view, height and width will be visible. Length is always taken in horizontal manner, so this is our length. So we can say that length is equal to 50 mm because the maximum distance over here is 50 mm. Height is always taken perpendicularly. Now here it is not mentioned, but if we follow in a side view, because in side view also you can see the height, so in side view vertically is given as 50 mm, maximum distance is 50 mm. This is also the vertical wise distance, that is 30 mm, but the maximum is 50, so height is 50 mm. Similarly, now that width is visible in top view as well as side view. In top view here no dimension is given, but in side view you can see this dimension, the remaining or the third dimension given as 50 mm. So the width is 50 mm. Now we have found the maximum dimension over here. This is what we are supposed to do when we have numerical in front of us. Now the basic thing for each and every problem which we are supposed to do is draw the boundaries. To draw the boundary, we always need the length, width and height. So we are supposed to prepare an isometric box of length 50 mm, height 50 mm as well as width also 50 mm. This will vary based on the numerical. Now to draw the isometric view, we are supposed to draw first a horizontal line. Once we have drawn the horizontal line, fix the origin point. Let's say here I am fixing it as origin point. Now each three-dimensional object, isometric is basically a three-dimensional view. So each three-dimensional object is having three axes: X, Y and Z. In isometric view, one of the axes is always perpendicular to this horizontal line. So draw first axis which is perpendicular to the horizontal line. Next, remaining two are at 30 degree on both the sides. So you are supposed to draw 30 degree angle on this side as well as this side. You can use protractor or you can use the compass method also to draw the 30 degree angle. For that, what you are supposed to do, take the O point as a center and with any distance in your compass, fix that distance. With that distance, with O point as a center, draw a semicircle above this horizontal line, initial horizontal line. Now this semicircle is going to cut on this vertical line at this point. Now take that point as a center, keeping the same distance in your compass. With that intersection point as a center, draw a arc. So here is my first arc and here is the another one. Okay, you can see here I have drawn faintly 30 degree angle, and you can see that this point is also cutting on that line. Okay, that means by using the compass also you can find the 30 degree angle. Now simply draw a line passing through that arc point, intersection arc point. That point will be angle at 30 degree. Now on vertical line always there will be a height. So here will be your height always. Now length will be on this side or on this side. Width will be of course on this side or on this side. How to find on which side you are supposed to draw length and width? For that purpose, you are supposed to now go back to the question, find the origin point, and now this is your length. In front view you can see the length. So this is your length, this is your width, and this is the height, right? So this length is going towards the left side from this origin point. The same thing you are supposed to do in the answer, that length is going towards the left from the origin. So this side will be your length. Here you can see for the width is going towards the right side from the origin. So obviously this other side, that is this width, is going towards the right from the origin. So mark the distance of 50 mm on this height as well as on this width as well as on the length. In this case all the distances are same, so we don't have to worry here, but based on the numerical of course the distance will change. So you are supposed to find on which side you are supposed to draw the length and the width. Now using this length, width and height, we are supposed to complete the box, isometric box. From this end point, draw the vertical line with the length of 50 mm. With the length of 50 mm. Okay. Let's complete this one of the face. So this is my one of the face, and here you can see I have just joined both the heights and I'll get one of the face. Similarly we can draw the other side of the face. Okay, so from this end point of the width, draw the height of again 50 mm, because height given over here is a 50 mm, and join the end points over here. So we have prepared the box again. Now this is the front view side, because this is the length and here is your width. So this is the side view, this is the front view. So obviously this will be your top view, as it is on the top side. So what you are supposed to do, from this point as well as from this point, draw the line parallel to the width, and from here parallel to the length, so that you can complete the top face. So these all faces are in front of you. There are 3 more faces which are on the back side. To show the faces of the back side, I am using the pencil. What you are supposed to do, you are supposed to do the same thing. Take this point, here you have already drawn the width wise, here you have drawn the length, so the height is remaining. So draw a height of 50 mm from here and join this point as well as this other point, and you will get the 3 faces directly. So with the pencil you can see there are the 3 faces we have drawn. This is the one of the face which is on the back side. This is the second one which is again on the back side, and this is the third which is on the back side. So in this manner you are supposed to prepare the faces of the back side, which may be needed while you are drawing the isometric view of the given problem. Now let's start from this isometric orthographic view. Let's start with the front view. In front view, what you can see, there is a plane, or you can say a complete closed diagram, that is this square. This square is a closed diagram. There is no any other visible line in between it. Ignore these hidden lines. So this is the closed diagram. Okay, so draw this closed diagram on the plane of the front view. This is our plane of the front view. Okay, so here you are supposed to draw the front view of this square. Dimension is, length is 50 mm and height is 50 mm. So let's draw height 50 mm and length 50 mm. This problem is quite simple, so it is going to cover the whole front face. Now if we see this front view in a top view, let's say this scale is my front view. This front view, if we place at the top view at this position, okay, that means in a line of the origin, that plane will look like a line. So here you can see that this is the line which is for this front view when you are seeing it from the top view, from the top side. Okay, so this is what the plane is, your front view is, and I'm turning it by 90 degree and placing it in the line of origin. So from the top side it is going to look like a line. That line is now extended along the width. This is our width, so it is extended along the width. There is no gap in between. Again, ignore the hidden parts right now. So it is extended fully widthwise, that, and width is given over here, that is 50 mm. So extend it by 50 mm widthwise. So we are going to extend this rectangle widthwise by 50 mm. So let's start with this point. We are supposed to extend all these 4 points. So when we extend this point, this is my line, along the width I'm extending this. This is the next one, and this you don't have to extend from this point because it is on the back face, and back face definitely it is not going to be visible due to this front face as it is completely filled. So you don't have to draw the line from this point because it is on the back face. Now complete the back side. There is a line in between these two widthwise line, this one line. Okay, you are supposed to draw the line parallel to this line from the other side. So here you are supposed to draw the line. Similarly, in between this and this is the height, and you are supposed to draw on the other side also parallel to this height. So in this manner you have completed your box. But now if we see the right hand side here, you have a square, but there is a visible circle or a hole in between it of the diameter 30 mm. So you are supposed to draw a circle, isometric circle of course here, of diameter 30 mm. To draw it you are supposed to use the 4-point method. First we are supposed to locate the center point over here. So using this you can draw the center line like this. It is exactly in the middle point of the width as well as the height. So find the midpoint of the width. So here is the midpoint as well as the midpoint of the height. So this is the midpoint of the height. Now draw the chain line so that you will get the midpoint of the circle which you are supposed to draw in an isometric view. Like this. So this is what your center is. Now once you have found the center, you are supposed to prepare a rhombus of the given diameter. Diameter is 30 mm. So from this center point 15 mm on this side and 15 mm on this side. Mark the distance. So this total distance will be 30 mm. So 15 mm here and 15 mm on this side. Similarly, height wise also mark 15 mm above and 15 mm below the center point. So this is the 15 mm above, here is the 15 mm below. Now draw a rhombus passing through this point which will be exactly parallel to this rhombus. So here, from here I am drawing a line, again 15 mm above, 15 mm below. So this is the 30 mm line. Again here 15 mm above, 15 mm below. I am simply joining the line so that it should pass the marked point which is on the top side as well as on the bottom side. Maybe slightly different. Okay. So likewise you are supposed to prepare a parallel box. Parallel means you can say it is offsetted box. Box inside box. Of course it is not box, it is a rhombus. So rhombus inside this rhombus. Parallel lines should be parallel to these outside lines. Okay, but the dimension of this rhombus should be 30 by 30 because your circle is of diameter 30. Now locate the minor diagonal. Minor diagonal means the distance between the diagonal point should be less. You can see directly that this distance is the longer one as compared to this. So this is my first point and here is the second point. These 2 points are the first 2 points for isometric circle as a center. Now from this point join this midpoint, opposite midpoint. So Similarly on the other side also join the opposite midpoint. Once you have done with one of the point, go for the another point. Join the opposite midpoint. Now here you can see some crisscross diagram is there. Okay, this is your first center, this is the second center. Wherever you find first cross, that is the third one, and on the other side also you can see this is the fourth one. So these are the four centers. You can see the another rhombus in between. So these are the four center points. Now taking one of the center, one of the point as a center, let's say I am starting with this corner point. Okay, with this point as a center, take the distance up to the nearest midpoint, up to this midpoint, or up to the midpoint, right? Of course up to this. Okay, the shortest midpoint. Okay, so sorry, draw a arc. Okay, so with this point as a center, this smaller distance as a radius, draw a arc. Similarly on the other side, with this point as a center, the smaller distance as radius up to the midpoint. Okay, distance up to the midpoint, which is join, draw a arc. Now let's take the minor diagonal point, this point as a center and up to the midpoint as a distance, opposite midpoint as a distance, draw a arc. Similarly with this point as a center, the another diagonal point as a center, up to the midpoint as a radius, draw a arc. And in this manner you are supposed to complete your circle. Let me dark it. Now there may be possibility that you may see the arc here like this, but the distance is, you can see here, this hole is going throughout on the back side. So if you see, it is going to be in this surface, and this surface is behind this top as well as this front surface. So definitely that circle will not be visible. Now if in this same problem, if this hole is not extended throughout this length, it is somewhere at the half distance, then there will be possibility that half of the circle will be seen over here. Let me show it in the question first, and then we will move to the answer. Let's say the hole is not throughout, it is only up to the 15 mm up along the length. So what you are supposed to do in the answer, of course this arc will not be visible because it will be hidden due to this faces, but this arc may visible over here from the inside of this hole again. So for this arc, the center is this one, right? So this is the center for this arc, which is away from the origin point. Of course from the hole, always the part which is away from the origin will be visible. So the visible part can be this and up to this. So for this arc, the center point is this one. We know very well that the length wise that hole is up to 15 mm. So shift this shift this center point along the length by 15 mm. So draw a line parallel to this point along the length and mark a distance of 15 mm above it. So here you can see that this is the point and this distance is 15 mm. Now for this arc the radius was this much, that is the diagonal point and distance up to the midpoint. Now keeping the same radius in your compass but the new center, that is which is shifted by 15 mm, from there draw a arc in between this two part. You can see that it is going to be in between this circle, that means it is going to be visible part, so it is going to be like this. So whenever you want to show the inner part or inner curves, shift the center. First we have to find which arc will be visible. Always keep in mind the part which is away from the origin, that part will be visible through the hole. So for that part, whatever the center is, shift that center by the given distance, like this here, it is extended by 15 mm along the length. So I have shifted this along the length by 15 mm. Now for this arc the radius is this. Now keep that radius in your compass, but the new center, draw the arc. In this manner you can draw the circular hole which is not throughout the distance or throughout the maximum distance, it is only up to the halfway. Hope you have understood this. Thank you very much.